We're going to learn a lot about natural cleaning today. Some of you are going to make a natural cleaner along with me, but if you don't have this kit from the library, don't worry at all because this is a very comprehensive class and I promise you are going to learn so much. Some of you may want to grab some paper and a pen to take notes. For those of you who are listening from the library, you'll get your kit out because in the middle of the presentation, we're going to make this natural cleaner. You also, if you want to get a little ahead of your self, or you could stop the video later, you have a glass bottle and you're going to need to fill it about here with water. If you don't have hard water, tap water is fine. If you have hard water, you may want to use a filtered or distilled water, but it doesn't make a big difference. So again, those of you who are going to make this along with me, have your kit ready and you might want to pre-fill your bottle or have 2 cups of water handy. But for the rest of you, there's going to be so much that you're going to learn. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Janice Imbrogno. I am a home economist, which means I love everything to do with home and family, and that's my area of expertise, as well as I have an expertise in using essential oils to make a healthy home. Let me start by introducing this program to you. We are going to talk about creating a clean home naturally today. And here is my contact information. There's a lot that I educate people with. I write blogs. I have a lot of social media. You can find all this through my website, homehealthandspirit.com. So if you want more information, that would lead you to all the social media and everything. For those of you who are listening through the library, I will be sending the library a packet of all the recipes that I'm going to share today for natural cleaners. So you can get it through them, or you can also get it through me. And again, I want to say homehealthandspirit.com is my website. It's also my YouTube, my Instagram, Facebook, all social media. So you can gain additional information through that. So, as I told you, I am a home economist. I'm also a mom. I was a home economics teacher for many years, and that is my area of knowledge. This is my area of expertise. So I just want you to know, especially when we talk about germs and all, I am not a medical professional, and you always will contact your medical professional for anything related to your own health. So let's start by talking about the exposure that we have to chemicals in our house. We may not be conscious of this, but whether it's the sheets that we sleep on or the clothes we wear that have fabric softener embedded in them, or the makeup we put on our face, or the food that we eat that was cooked in a nonstick Teflon pan, something that was sprayed in the air in our home, a antibacterial hand soap we used on our hands, a toothpaste that has propylene glycol, that's the same thing they use in antifreeze, that's in our toothpaste, or the synthetic colors and fragrances and scents that are put into our mouthwashes and our food. It, 300 is probably a small estimate. It's just unbelievable how many manufactured toxic non-natural products our body has to deal with. And it, again, unknowingly, we're not conscious of this. I don't think, anybody makes a outside attempt like for a public service announcement or to, just to educate us and open our awareness to this. And these are just pictures from typical supermarket shelves, and we are so influenced by advertising that we think these things are typical to use. And again, for most of us, including myself, these are the products that I saw in my house growing up. So if mom uses it or grandma uses it, then we use it. But I do want to alert you to the fact that we are the gatekeepers of our homes, and we have a very important role both to protect our family, especially children and pets and guests and friends and everybody that lives and enjoys our home with us. We want to protect them. So we want to do research on what we bring into the house. So I told you I was a home economics teacher, and I always loved that name because I'm very traditional. But over the years in my teaching career, they changed our subject area to family and consumer sciences. And the good part about that is it emphasizes the consumer aspect of being a homemaker or a householder. So, one of the important things in being a good consumer is reading labels on this list, and I'm going to repeat this list again, but if you go on the typical supermarket, go to the cleaning aisle and start picking up products and reading the labels, these are some of the chemicals that you're going to see. And it might shock you that to see formaldehyde. Formaldehyde causes cancer. Propylene glycol, I told you before, that's an antifreeze. Benzene and toluene, dioxane, it's just unbelievable what's in these products. So here's the list again, and I want to let you know that nobody is protecting you but yourself. Just because it's sold on a store shelf does not mean it's safe for you and your family. And many of these chemicals and these products are banned in Europe and Canada because in those countries they have stricter rules. This is not regulated by the FDA. The FDA takes care of food and drugs. There's only a small of the thousands of chemicals, very small percentage of chemicals that were ever tested for safety. So, what are the health concerns? Well, there's allergic reactions, whether that's on our skin and some eczema or rashes, or it's breathing, asthma, respiratory distress, coughing, feeling like something is caught in our throat. It could be serious illnesses. It could be our endocrine system, our hormonal system, reproductive system, our organs, lethargy, brain fog, headaches, vision problems. The list just goes on and on. And I see hair loss. There's just so much that can be exasperated by these chemicals or caused by these chemicals. And you might say, "Oh, I just use this product and it doesn't affect me." Well, first of all, you don't know. You may be feeling better if you didn't have all these toxic chemicals in your home. And let me also tell you, just having them in your home, those vapors can go into the air and to pollute the air in your home. So just having them in your home is bad enough. They're dangerous and they have to be locked up so that children and pets can't get at them. But using them over time is going to create a toxic load. So you may feel, well, I use it once, it doesn't really affect me, but over the years, it really will. So I just want to tell you about three different studies. So one study was done on women who worked at home, and they found that women who worked at home had more respiratory disease than women that worked outside of the home. And the reason is because of the indoor air pollution, because again, of all these chemicals, plus not just the cleaning products, but everything I alluded to in the beginning, including some upholstery and carpeting and furniture and different things. It's just we live in a world of chemicals. And I'll talk about how to make this better, but women who work at home have more respiratory disease. Women or anybody who cleans professionally also has more respiratory disease, according to studies, because they're handling these products on a regular basis much more than an average homeowner. And then there was another study that showed, it was done in Great Britain, and it just showed how much more asthma and respiratory distress children have because they're exposed to these chemicals. And remember, children's bodies are so much smaller as our pets. So an exposure to us has a certain percentage, but an exposure to them affects them more greater because it's a greater percentage of their body being exposed because their bodies are small, if that makes sense to you. So it really is it's serious. It's something we really have to pay attention to. And again, I don't know who is alerting you to it. So let me explain what greenwashing is. You may say, well, that's okay. I buy this product, Clorox Greenworks, or I buy Method. So let me explain. Most of these, not all, but most of these companies are owned by big companies, Johnson and Johnson, Unilever, Colgate Palmolive, the Clorox Company. They're not little mom and pop organic companies. And let me also tell you, if you see organic on a cleaning label, it means absolutely nothing. Organic refers to standards with food. There's no organic cleaning products. So you're greenwashed. You think because that label has it's green, or it says like something like this. I'm going to show you some examples. These products are not, I'm not saying they're all bad, but I'm going to show you some of the resources I use. I use ewg.org, which is the Environmental Working Group. I use the Think Dirty app. I've also consulted with different things published by Consumer Reports. But I also want to say one thing. And this is important. You, like I told you, you are the gatekeeper of your home. You're also the researcher. So I may read something, and I really love the Environmental Working Group, but I don't agree with everything they say. So you also have to use your own knowledge. Be smart, be a good consumer, do your research, and don't trust just because it's on the store shelf. Again, it does not mean it's safe. Just because it's advertised on TV does not mean it's safe. Just because you read about it on the internet does not mean it's safe. Do your due diligence and know what you're bringing into your home and what you're exposing your family to. I think that's really, really important. And don't be fooled by labels and advertisers. Okay, so here's an example of some Method and Mrs. Meyer's products. So everyone knows Method is it's greenwashing, but this comes from ewg.org, the Environmental Working Group. They rated these three particular of their products with an F rating. Now, I'm not saying that every Method product has an F rating. Some may have a much better rating. Look down here, this Mrs. Meyer's got a B rating, but I want to read to you that it says there is some, it says it's corrosive and some concern for respiratory effects, cancer, and a digestive system effects. So even though it got rated a B, still does not mean it's perfect. I'm gonna give you all alternatives, so don't worry. Here's the same Mrs. Meyer's toilet bowl cleaner in different versions. One got a C rating, one got a B rating, and one got an F. So I'm not saying every so-called healthy product is bad, but again, you have to know. So I purchased this Mrs. Meyer's toilet bowl cleaner. Let's start in the bathroom. So this rating here is from the Think Dirty app. And if you can, I just have to move. If you can see, it's rated an 8. 10 is the worst. And the offending factor is really the fragrance. This did not smell pleasant to me at all. There's an alternative, and this is how I clean my toilet bowl. I mix peroxide, which kills germs. You know, it kills germs on your skin, right? Thieves Cleaner, which I am going to teach you more about. There's a picture of it right here. This is a cleaner that's totally made from plants and minerals, all natural, safe to use with children and pets. You're going to hear more about it later on. You may have another cleaner that you researched, and that's fine. You don't have to use the one I'm suggesting. That's just the one I like. And some water. And then you're going to add essential oils, which I will teach you in detail about in a few minutes. And some nice scents are tea tree, thieves, pine, purification, and citrus fresh. Now, you can add some baking soda, but do you see on the bottom, the baking soda really tends to separate. So I want to show you what I do. I buy a mason jar. It could be, here's an empty one. There's just a mason jar. And I get these lids, these shaker lids on Amazon. I keep one of these in my bathroom. I put some baking soda, and I love the smell of citrus fresh essential oil. So first I use the squirt bottle that I showed you. You can buy those on Amazon also. The picture that I showed you was actually a ketchup squeeze bottle, but you can squeeze it and it has that little squirt for under the rim. And again, it's just the natural cleaner, some peroxide, some water, some essential oils, which have antimicrobial properties, plus have a natural, beautiful smelling aroma. Because as you're going to see in this presentation, synthetic fragrances are one of the most harmful offenders and harmful chemicals that do damage to your body. But anyway, that's how I squirt that under the rim. And then I can use baking soda is naturally an odor absorber. It's also a naturally mild abrasive. And I sprinkle this in the toilet bowl and then I use the brush and it's so easy. It's less expensive and I'm not exposing anybody in my family to harmful chemicals. Right? And again, you can put the baking soda in here if you prefer. This was the ketchup bottle. This was a squeeze bottle that I got from Amazon. This is one of the essential oils thieves that I put into the cleaner. All right, and I just want to compare it to another popular bathroom product, scrubbing bubbles. Now, I can scrub with baking soda. It's so much less expensive. It's not going to cause any concern for asthma or my respiratory system, for skin or allergies or irritation, for developmental and reproductive toxicity, for cancer danger, and it's not going to hurt the environment. So this would not be my choice, but I'm showing it to you not to badmouth these products, but to make you aware of things that you might be typically using. This is just a picture of what I showed you with the mason jars and the citrus fresh essential oil in the bathroom and how I quickly clean the toilet. And I do have to also say there's a sense of satisfaction when you use natural things that you put together and you clean with them. So we want to bring nature into our home because nature heals, nature is healthy. I think for many years we took nature for granted, and we're seeing now the wisdom and the healing properties of everything natural. So I do have a plant in every room in my home because it helps purify the air, and it's just plants or animals, anything natural that you can look at is going to lift your spirits. There's something really nice about the energy of something that's alive, and that includes plants, it includes flowers, it includes essential oils, the natural cleaners we're going to learn to make today, and air fresheners and room sprays made with essential oils. This is really important. We're going to talk about air quality. Now, a lot of people love scented candles. Scented candles, plugins, and fabric softener are the worst offenders chemical wise. They're just horrible. Scented candles are made from petroleum. They throw off numerous toxic carcinogens and harmful vapors in the air. When you burn them, that black soot that's around the glass, you're breathing that in. The ingredients in scented candles have been on studies, they have been shown to cause kidney and bladder tumors in animals. We diffuse a scent. I'm going to show you about diffusing in a few minutes, how you could diffuse essential oils to make your home smell beautiful. I just want to show you the toxicity of sprays. These are all F&D ratings. I think that's I don't know, Glade, Airwick solids. These are all Glades. Oh, here's Airwick. They're all very, very poorly rated. Right, so let me tell you a little bit about diffusing. Diffusing improves the air quality, especially when you use essential oils that have antimicrobial properties, but it also helps take dust out of the air. It helps with odor control. It replaces the toxic air sprays. You can use essential oils that will uplift, motivate, soothe, relax, help you go to sleep, energize you. Like if I'm doing work at the computer, I'll diffuse an essential oil that will help me concentrate or will give me energy. It could calm you down when you have anxiety, and it could give your home a cozy atmosphere. So let me show you. I have a diffuser right here. I also have one in the background. I have a diffuser for every room in my house. And again, as the slide before you mentioned, this is how I make my home smell beautiful. The other thing is I open windows a lot year round. Nothing beats fresh air. So what this is just a little, it's a container with some water in it and some essential oils, and a cool mist comes out. It humidifies a little bit, but it doesn't take the place of a humidifier. And I just love what this does to the freshness of my home. And there's no need for toxic synthetic plugins and candles. The other thing I do, well, I think we're going to come to the slide, so maybe I shouldn't get a little bit too ahead of myself, but I wanted you to see an actual diffuser in use. And also, I loved this movie. It's a number of years old. It might still be on Netflix, but I found it on YouTube. It's called Stink, and it talks all about synthetic fragrances. So if this is a topic that you're interested in, then you might want to look up that movie Stink. So here are some more diffusers. And as I mentioned before, I love to year round, you need to get that any pollution in your house, you need to circulate that air and get it out. You can use fans, you can open, and open windows. You can use air purifier stands. But anyway, also have a plant in every room, diffuse your essential oils, use the non-toxic cleaners. Don't allow shoes inside. Shoes carry in pesticides and bacteria and, other toxins into your home, and then they get on your floors. And again, if you have any little ones crawling around, or your pet's paws, or anything at all, you don't want that on your floors. So if you can get in the habit of leaving your shoes by your door, that is a great idea. Keep up with the proper grooming of your pets. Oh, and don't forget to clean your air conditioner filters. If you have air conditioners in the wall or in the windows, or if you have a central unit, it's imperative that you clean those filters regularly. Air out new furniture and carpeting if you could keep them outside for a little while. Same with dry cleaning. I try to avoid dry cleaning unless I really need to. And then when I do, I take the plastic off right away and I hang the garment outside to air out, because the perk in the dry cleaning fluid is also very dangerous. Treat and prevent mold, have a lot of air circulation, a lot of ventilation. Don't burn fragrant candles. And I use beeswax candles instead. So, I hate to say, don't do this, don't do that, don't use candles. I love candles, but I use beeswax. Just make sure they have a cotton wick, because lead wicks are going to put lead into the air and you don't want that. This is just one example of a beeswax candle. Doesn't have much of a scent at all, but I have my diffuser, so I can choose however I want my home to smell. All right, so plants. I said it was important to have a plant in every room. Here's one that I have. Of course, we know that they give off oxygen, and they're just air purifiers. Some specific plants purify air more than others, but I also make a plant spray. And this is the recipe with those of you who are in the library class will get, and it is, let me see, 10 drops of peppermint essential oil, 10 drops of citrus fresh essential oil, 2 drops of thieves essential oil. And I'm going to explain this all in a minute, to the thieves household cleaner spray made with 2 capfuls. So let me just explain that. Here's my spray. The cleaner that we're going to make today is called Thieves Household Cleaner. So I make up another bottle of it and I add peppermint, because that keeps the bugs away from the plant. And I add citrus fresh essential oil, because that's a natural fertilizer. And I add thieves essential oil, because that kills the mold on the soil. And not only that, this just smells so great. So for me, it's a motivation to take care of my plant. After I water it, I just spray it. It really smells good. And this, if you are not a plant person, I became more of a plant person once I started using that to to take care of my plants because it smells good. And just because I was talking about peppermint, I also want to say I make a peppermint spray. This is just water and peppermint essential oils. Bugs and rodents don't like the smell of peppermint. Plus, it's just a beautiful, very freshening air freshener. And you can spray also, or you can spray that or put peppermint essential oil on cotton puffs and put it by your doorways, put it in your cabinets. You want to keep ants and bugs and stuff away. But a peppermint essential oil spray is just another favorite besides this plant spray. All right, so now let's look at things that we're using a lot. People are using these wipes often, and if you want to, that's fine, but you should check out the ratings, which I'm going to show you from the Environmental Working Group. Do you know that Clorox wipes, as well as Lysol, say on the back, hazards to human and domestic animals? There are EPA registered pesticides in these products. I'm going to show you alternatives to kill germs, but these are the leading cause of chronic health problems, especially if you're breathing that in. You may not know, for example, do you know after using Clorox wipes, you're supposed to wash your hands? A lot of people don't know this and they don't know how to use it. Here's the Environmental Working Group's rating of Lysol, and it's an F. And you can see, and you can look this all up yourself. And there's variations, both Clorox wipes and Lysol, their ratings might vary depending on the scent or whatever it is. Here's Clorox wipes and here's D's and 1F. And I wanted to point out that unfortunately, these are marketed to teachers for use in their classroom. And it's not a child-friendly product because a lot of people don't know if the child is made to use it on their desk, there's an EPA registered pesticide in this. It says right on the label, it's hazards to humans and domestic animals. You have to wash your hands after using this. Also, if you use this constantly on granite, it's going to take off the sealer. It's going to dry out leather. It can possibly take, like I'll tell you with bleach, it takes color off your clothes. It's a strong chemical. It's not this friendly, oh, we have this in our classroom with crayons and markers type of product. It's not, and it has to sit to work. I'm going to tell you more in a minute. Well, let me show you. Here's the original wipes. It's a D. Let me tell you a little bit about disinfecting. Okay, so first of all, there's cleaning, there's disinfecting, and there's sanitizing. Cleaning is what's most important. And again, remember, I'm coming to you from the point of view as a home economist who promotes having a clean and healthy and organized home. Cleaning is vital. When you clean, you use something like thieves cleaner or another cleaner or a soap, and you remove dirt, germs, grease. So you might scrub, you might wipe, you might sweep, whatever it is, you are removing dirt, but you're also removing germs. So you don't want to use a disinfectant wipe without cleaning first because they're made to work after the surface is cleaned. But once you clean, you're getting rid of everything anyway. It's the same thing with toxic antibacterial hand soaps. It's not necessary. If you wash your hands properly and you scrub and you do it for the right amount of time, just the soap enough is sufficient as opposed to exposing your hand to so many toxic chemicals. So cleaning is most important. The disinfecting wipes work properly after you've cleaned. Sanitize technically means, so cleaning is scrubbing, sweeping, wiping, and removing dirt and germs and grease. That's cleaning. Sanitize technically means remove bacteria. So you have a sanitizing cycle in your washing machine and in your dishwasher. If you sanitize something, you heat it to a high temperature, you kill all bacteria. Okay, or some bacteria, or whatever the specifications are. Disinfect is usually what they do in healthcare settings, and it's killing bacteria and viruses. Now, you may have a need to disinfect in your home if someone is ill, and that's fine, but just make sure you clean first. You wear gloves and or a mask, and you wash your hands afterward, and you follow the directions and the dwell time. It may say, let it sit for 4 minutes, let it sit for 10 minutes, wipe it up afterward. Again, be the good consumer and don't just, oh, I have a disinfecting wipe. Let me just wipe it up and everything is good. Not necessarily so. All right, studies show a higher rate of, oh, I told you this about the studies, and here's just some Clorox products that were rated an F. And chlorine bleach, if you have children in your house, not only does the bleach need to be high up, it needs to be locked. It's toxic. It can be fatal. If you mix it with certain cleaners, it can create fatal fumes. It can irritate your skin. Serious harm if you ingest it or get it in your eyes. It can make you nauseous. It can aggravate symptoms of heart and respiratory diseases. It corrodes metal. Don't ever use this on your stainless steel or anything metal. It can, if you splash it, it can get take dye off your clothes. And again, I just want to repeat, it's important that it's locked. So now we get to the good part. We're going to make a natural cleaning toolkit. And these are the things that I use to make my natural cleaners: hydrogen peroxide, the Thieves Cleaner, which I have mentioned, baking soda and washing soda, grain alcohol, white vinegar, isopropyl alcohol, and essential oils. Now, I'm not saying these have no hazards at all. Absolutely not. Grain alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, alcohol is flammable. You still have to be careful. Isopropyl alcohol does not, it has denatured alcohol in it, so the fumes in it are not ideal. So I also use borax, which could be a mild irritant, but it's a natural product. So again, there's cautions with this, but I feel good using these. I feel these are closer to nature. They haven't gone through so many manufacturing steps. There's no synthetic fragrance. There's no petroleum in any of this. And you can do a beautiful job cleaning your house using it. So first, before I go further, I've mentioned essential oils. Let me tell you what they are. Essential oils come from plants, and they can come from the seed, the stem, a leaf, a bark, a flower, a root, a grass, any part of the plant, or a whole shrub. And they put the part of the plant or the whole plant, whatever it is, into a big steel vat, and they add steam and they distill it. And the liquid that comes out that separates when the steam is added is called the essential oil. And the essential oil is very fragrant and aromatic. And in many cases, it can be antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. And you could look that all up in reference books, depending on the particular oil. Some essential oils, like citrus oils, come from the peel of the citrus. So that could be a little bit different, but it is completely natural. And what essential oils do, besides possibly killing germs, purifying the air, they make you feel good. You breathe them in and they go up into your brain, into the feeling part of your brain, and they can affect your emotions. They can help you relax. They can help you feel calm. They can help you clean, like lemon is great for grease. They just do so many wonderful things for you and your home. They work with stress, anxiety, focus. The important thing about when you choose an essential oil is to, again, do your research. Here's a beautiful farm. The oils that were grown here were grown with no pesticides and no herbicides, because why use an essential oil that has heavy metal or pesticides or herbicides or toxic solvents in it if your whole idea is you want to go natural? So just like there are cleaning products that are not natural, I have never come across an essential oil sold in a store that is totally pure from pesticides, herbicides, heavy metals, synthetic fragrance, synthetic solvents, added oils to stretch it, greasy oils. Like, I haven't. So again, I want you to do your research. If you want my help, I could always help you. So now now you know what essential oils are. Now you need to know what the Thieves Cleaner is. So let me show you the Thieves Cleaner and explain Thieves Cleaner and Thieves Essential Oil. Okay. So this is Thieves Cleaner. Now the name sounds funny. There are some essential oils. Actually, I should tell you this first. Some essential oils that just come from the plant. Orange essential oil, lemon essential oil, lavender essential oil, peppermint essential oil. You've heard me mention them. They're just oils that come directly from that plant. But then there are blends. In a little while, I'm going to teach you about purification essential oil. And before I mentioned Citrus Fresh. So for example, Citrus Fresh, which we're going to use today, is a blend of orange, mandarin, lemon, grapefruit, tangerine, and a little bit of spearmint. So that's a blend. So Thieves Essential Oil, which you saw in that picture, is a blend of clove, rosemary, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and lemon. And it has, when I first heard this, Thieves, like that's not a pretty name, but it comes from a legend. And the legend is that during the time of the Black Plague, there were criminals. They were thieves, and they were robbing the dead and dying, and they weren't getting sick. So when the authorities reeled them in, they said, give up your secrets, you'll be in big trouble. That's like just my variation of the legend. And it turned out that these criminals or thieves were spice traders, and they had the cinnamon bark and the rosemary and the clove, etc., that they were either rubbing on their body or wearing in masks, but it was protecting them. So Thieves Essential Oil is a very protective, I was just looking where I put mine, I don't see it for the moment, but it's a very protective oil, and they put it in their cleaner. Thieves Essential Oil and Lemon Essential Oil plus plant and mineral products is all that's in this. Now, you may say, well, I use Castile soap. Castile soap is a natural vegetable soap, and you can clean with it. The only difference between a soap and a cleaner is that a cleaner has surfactants in it. Surfactants are also in your laundry detergent. They pick up the dirt and they cut the grease, but they keep that dirt suspended. Whereas a soap, the dirt is just like all mushing in there anyway. So I like cleaners with surfactants. And in this case, the surfactant is made with coconut. It's not made with any toxic chemicals. There's no poison control information on this. It's good for the environment. It's in a hard plastic container because usually you don't put essential oils in plastic. That's why we're going to use a glass bottle in a few minutes. But because it's concentrated, you're adding water to it and it's not using up as much plastic. Plus, you can reuse this. You can take this cap off when it's empty. And this is just a standard spray top, like grooves. So you can clean a spray top from another cleaner, or you can buy a set of just basic spray tops from Amazon, put it on here, and then you can make your diluted Thieves Cleaner right in here. It smells wonderful too. I'm going to show you today a couple of things that we can make with this. So here again is the Thieves Essential Oil with the 5 oils in it. Here's the cleaner, and here's a glass spray bottle. You can use any glass spray bottle or a very hard medical grade plastic like this, but please do not use plastic, especially cheap plastic from the dollar store, with anything that has essential oils, because the essential oils will erode it, and then those plastic chemicals get into your cleaner. So this is less expensive to use. It smells amazing. There's no chemical smell. You really get aromatherapy as you clean. I told you it's all plant and minerals. You don't have to wear masks or gloves or wash your hands afterward. You're not going to get any itchy throats or scratchy throats or rashes. It's non-toxic. There's no poison control information, and it's concentrated. In this diagram, I compared this. I made up 2 bottles. You see how I took the used original container I put spray tops on, and I compared the exact same amount with 409 cleaner. This cost me $2 to make up. This cost me, well, I spilt it out, but I bought it for an example because it was just gets in your throat, and that cost $3.39. This was rated an 8 by the Think Dirty app, 10 being the worst. This has no rating because it's just plants and minerals. So let's make our thieves cleaner. Now, some of you who are watching this do not have the kit. So just watch along. And again, if you want to find out how to get it, you can contact me. But for those who have your kit, I'm going to get mine out. You have a shopping bag with your things in it, and we're going to make this together now. So you're going to take your glass spray bottle, and I did not pre-fill mine. So I just want to very carefully, I'm going to cheat and use a funnel because I'm in front of you guys, but I'm going to put, it's almost 2 cups of water because this is 16 ounces. I'm going to fill this up. And if you haven't filled yours up, you can do it. And the beauty of this being on video is you can stop this video at any time. And again, you do not, distilled water or filtered water is great and is fine, but it's not necessary unless you have hard water with minerals in it. So fill it like almost to the top. Okay. And then in your kit, you have a little plastic funnel, which you can get out, and you have a bag. So you have a bag with cleaner and citrus fresh essential oils, and you have a funnel. Right? I just want to put this nearby so I can get the label later. We'll put the label on. This is so easy. Put the funnel. Now, if I was making this at home and I didn't have this library kit, I would just fill 1 or 2 capfuls up of this, pour it in, and pour it right in the bottle. But I pre-did that for you. And in your larger bottle is 1.5 capfuls of thieves cleaner. Now, when you have your own, you can make it as you like it. Sometimes I put 1 capful in, I make a light spray just for countertops. Sometimes I put more in if I want to cut grease. And sometimes I just love the smell, so I put 2 capfuls in, but this is 1.5, oh, I get a little bubble. 1.5 capfuls. Now, the reason I put the water in first is because if you put the cleaner in first and then you fill it with water, it might foam up a little bit. It doesn't foam up a lot, but it does. So use your funnel and just put your thieves cleaner in there. Now, this alone is sufficient. That's all you have to do. But I'm going to show you some recipes where you can make this smell extra nice. So sometimes in the fall, well, not sometimes, all the time in the fall, I make pumpkin spice thieves cleaner. I also want to show you a rosemary basil lemon thieves cleaner. But normally I just like a little citrus fresh essential oil. So in your little container, your little glass bottle, you have the citrus fresh blend. And you can use the funnel or not and just add that right in. Okay. This is so easy to do. Then you take the spray top, put it on, and I wouldn't shake this because if you shake it, I just have to rest this down. If you shake it, it might foam up a little bit. I have some cloths with me. You might have paper towels. I am going to show you how to make your own wipes using paper towels, but when I just buy a bunch of plain white washcloths on Amazon and I use them for cleaning because it's good for the environment. Just swirl this around, right? And you are ready to go. We're going to put a label on it, and then I'm going to tell you what it cleans. So you should also have a label in your kit. These were just Avery labels that I made. And I like to face this to me like the way I'm going to spray it. And then wherever the label looks good to you, just put your label on. It has a glossy surface, so it should be fine. If you're going to be reusing this bottle, and you know, even though it's glossy, it can be dripped on. So if you want to take a piece of wide, clear packing tape and put it over the label, you can, but it's not necessary. And that's it. And you can clean so much with this. So I have an insert in your packet with some ideas. So I may forget offhand, but I clean my countertops. I spray the toilet with this, the inside the bowl, outside the bowl, the seat, my ceramic floors, countertops, walls, my blinds, a lot of furniture. Sometimes for good wood furniture, I make a special polish. Always test it on an inconspicuous area. Essential oils can wear away lacquer and paint, but this is very diluted, so it should be fine, but I would still test it out. I will use the concentrated thieves cleaner right on my clothes or a tablecloth or any cloth or anything that gets a grease stain like tomato sauce. But you can also test this on your upholstery and light fixtures, walls, light switches, ceiling fans, children's toys, your pet areas, really anything. And I promise you, you're going to like the smell and it's going to motivate you to clean a little bit. So that's the thieves cleaner. And now we have so much more. Let me just show you let me show you a couple of things while I have it on full screen. Peroxide, I mentioned it. This kills germs. So speaking of the toilet, sometimes I'll just take this quick in the bathroom and I'll spray the toilet seat and wipe it up. Now I always use paper towels with the toilet. I try to use reusable cloths with a lot of things, but the toilet always gets paper towels. But if a quick freshen up, peroxide kills germs. Why do you need those F-rated sprays that are hazards to humans and domestic animals when you can use a little bit of peroxide? It does take, remember, this does take color out of some things also, not as strong as bleach, but it does remove color. So you have to be careful. But it also happens to be a great stain remover for blood. So if you get a blood stain and the fabric dye is not going to come out with the peroxide, spray it with this. I also spray grout. I clean grout with this, and a paste of baking soda and thieves cleaner. And I just love it. Don't put it in a clear glass spray bottle. It has to stay in a dark bottle. But again, this is one of those, just like the thieves cleaner. This is standard. And I bought these and I just put it on and I find it handy to have in the bathroom. So that's that. And then let me show you, again, you're going to, if you're here through the library, you are going to get all these recipes. This is one of my glass and mirror cleaners. It's a mixture of half vinegar, half water, a capful of thieves cleaner, and some lemon essential oil. I have different recipes for glass cleaners. And these are, old, and I write my recipes on there so I don't forget. This is what I use for my wood floors, and it's rubbing alcohol, white vinegar, water, thieves dish soap, and some citrus fresh essential oil. So these work great for me. And again, my house always smells nice. There's never a chemical cleaning smell. It smells like plants. So it's really cool. Let me show you the grain alcohol and talk to you about this. So grain alcohol. So there's 3 products that people use with natural alcohol in it that's like not isopropyl. Witch hazel is 14% alcohol. Vodka is 40% alcohol. Vodka is 80 proof. So it's 40% alcohol. Like if you read guidelines and it says you need 60 or 70% alcohol to kill something, I just want you to know people use vodka, but it's 40% alcohol. Witch hazel's only 14%. But grain alcohol is 190 proof, which means this is 95% alcohol. This is the disinfectant I use. Yes, it's flammable. Yes, it has to be locked up, because it's alcohol and you don't want anybody to drink it. So isopropyl alcohol is denatured and you can't drink it. So it's like it's a safety measure. Isopropyl alcohol is what you see in the doctor's office. It sterilizes and all just like this does. The only thing is because they denature it with a chemical, it's not great for your respiratory system. So you have to decide what's safest and best for your family. So I just put this in a glass spray bottle and that's my disinfectant. I do like to add essential oils because it makes it smell nice. And if it's 95% alcohol and I add a little thieves cleaner or I add a couple of drops of essential oil, it's still 90% something alcohol when everything I read is saying you need 60 or 70%. I'm also going to show you today how to use this to make disinfecting wipes. And let me see if there was anything else that I wanted to show you that was natural. The baking soda, which we're going to be using soon. So let's go back to the slides. I bet you had no idea that there was so much to natural cleaning. And I hope this is making you aware to rethink some of the things you do. So the basic cleaner we made, we put a capful and a half of the concentrate into a spray bottle. That's it. Then we did the optional, we added some citrus fresh essential oils. There are also recipes for pumpkin spice, oregano. I love this. This one smells great. I'll show you that in a minute. Um, Rosemary, basil, and thyme, and oregano, thyme, and clove is strong. These are really strong antimicrobial oils that I like to put in my bathroom cleaner if someone in my home does not feel well. So this is the recipe for the pumpkin spice. You put 1 capful of the thieves cleaner in the spray bottle, and you add orange essential oil, cinnamon bark, clove, nutmeg, and ginger. Oh my goodness, this smells so good, and it's so fall, but I use it year round. This is the rosemary basil. And I just want to show you, just so you're familiar with some of the oils. This has lemon essential oil. These are just single oils, basil and rosemary. And for some reason, this combination just smells really, really good. So that's the recipe, which you will be receiving: rosemary basil thieves cleaner. You just add the capful, the essential oils, and you swirl it. Remember to put the water in first. And now I want to talk a little bit about dusting. I use microfiber cloths. I have to be honest, they're not the best for the environment because they're made from petroleum fibers, but they do easily just attract dust. In fact, you want to always, after you wash them, put them in the dryer for a little bit because you want to build up static. They dust like nothing else. You can use them plain. You can spritz them with a little water and dampen them, or you could spritz them with some thieves cleaner. Dust, you want to get dust out of your house because dust has all the contaminants from your cleaning products. It has pathogens, skin cells, hair, clothing fiber, bacteria, dust mites, soil, pollen, bug parts, little bits of plastic. Dust is disgusting. So, you can use a microfiber cloth. Again, I use plain cotton terry cloth sometime. Either is fine. Now I'm going to demonstrate. Because it's fun to make things together. I'm going to show you how to make your own soft scrub, because right here you can see that these commercial soft scrubs got D and F ratings. This cleaner doesn't taste, I'm sorry, smells so good you want to eat it. This is my go-to for my tub, cut soap scum, all that bathtub ring. This got it. I use this in my kitchen sink, and all I do is take some baking soda. And baking soda is they can actually manufacture baking soda, but it's a naturally occurring ingredient. I think I put too much in here. Otherwise because when this is done, I'm going to have to, if I make too much, I'm going to have to do just too much cleaning. And then all you do is add some of the concentrated thieves cleaner to the baking soda. Or maybe I added too much, but you make a paste to I'll just mix this around, to your consistency. Actually, this is a pretty nice consistency. Maybe I'll just add a little more. You can also add borax or salt to this if you want, but this alone, can you see it? It's a soft scrub. You can add some essential oils. It smells great. You put it on your sponge. It's so easy. 1, 2, 3. And I promise you, if you hate cleaning, this is one product. I just cannot explain how great it smells. And there it is. There's a better picture of it. And you use it like soft scrub, and you don't have to worry about all those toxic things. Okay, natural scouring powder. Here you see that this is Comet, got D and F ratings. Picture of a little bit. C. Oh, one of them got a C. The Comet products. Here's the Ajax, got an F. All you have to do is take one of these mason jars with the shaker, like I showed you before with baking soda. Sometimes I just use baking soda, or you can add equal amounts of borax. Borax is a naturally occurring powder that's mined from the earth. A lot of people in the natural cleaning community use it. Some critics will say it could be a mild irritant, so then wear rubber gloves if you want. Or you can use washing soda, which I will explain is a stronger version of baking soda, and salt. And salt, especially kosher salt or coarse salt, it's abrasive. And add some essential oils. Jade lemon is great. I love, here's jade lemon. Jade lemon just smells like strong lemons, and it's really, really nice in your scouring powder. And you make your own for pennies compared to what this has. And you don't need all that chlorine and stuff. This is, that's a video that I will show you later. Natural Thieves wipes. Now I'm going to show you. I have all this on my YouTube in case you want to see it again. Home Health and Spirit on YouTube. There is a video, but I want to show you, I'm just going to skip the video because I want to show you in person how I make this. All right. So first of all, you have to get a container and paper towels. I found this container on Amazon. Let me just get the cover. It's an OXO, OXO, the OXO brand. I like it because it's airtight, and I think it was, I don't remember how much it was, but if you don't want to spend money, I also have just used chocolate covered pretzel containers too. So what you do is you get a roll of paper towels, and for this size, I found I needed to cut the roll in half. And I used an electric knife, but I've also used a serrated knife. Caution, just be very, very careful. That's the only thing. Don't let kids do this. You may want to prepare a bunch of rolls at a time. As soon as you're done with the electric knife, unplug it. Don't touch those blades until you've unplugged it. Be very, very careful. Then just loosen the cardboard roll, which you will pull out. And I made it look easy. Sometimes you really have to put your fingers in there, loosen it up. You'll put this in your container, and then I'm going to show you what to do. Okay, so I'm going to actually demonstrate with the big one. And what I did here was I cut the paper towel roll. I don't know, maybe it was a little more than 3/4, but I cut it to fit. And then there was a little, I didn't get half and half, so there was a little roll left, but I keep this by my kitchen sink and I use it for little jobs and it works. So you get that ready, and then you take 2 cups of water, which I have here, and you put in, if you can see that, 2 capfuls of the Thieves Cleaner. And I want to explain that when you use Thieves Cleaner, you don't have to be exact. So right now I can't find where I put the cap. So I'm just going to judge, because we're not baking. This is not a recipe. This is to taste how you like it. So you put 2 capfuls in. If you're just learning, it's about that. I like how it smells, so I put a lot. And then you can add a few drops of lemon or citrus fresh essential oil, or the jade lemon, or whatever you prefer. Another nice oil that I like to clean with is the pine essential oil. So you have a lot of choices, and you put a few drops in. Okay, whatever you like. And then you stir it. Let me just put that down for a second. Okay, stir that up. And then you pour it into the container, and that's it. Let it sit. When I first read this recipe, it said let it sit overnight. I don't even find that that's necessary. Now, I'm also going to show you how to make disinfecting, and I'll give you the hint. The disinfecting wipes, you just use the grain alcohol instead of the water. But there it is. I put the top on, and these wipes are ready to go. These are not disinfecting, but again, in normal circumstances, I don't need to disinfect my house. Like, again, I'm a home economist. I live in a home. I live in a happy, healthy, cozy home. I don't live in a sterile medical environment, so I don't need that for me and my family. So here is the same pretzel container. I just covered it so nobody thinks there's pretzels in there and gets disappointed. I covered it with some white contact paper, and I always label everything just so people know natural disinfecting wipes. And I made these You just pull it out from the center. And I should show you the same thing. And I just used, in the small container, I use little less than 2 cups, like 1 3/4 cups of water, but I substituted the grain alcohol for the water. And I have alcohol wipes and I put a little essential oil in it. And let me just show you these too, because I love this. And for any of you who are creative, it's just, this is a sense of accomplishment. Like, wow, I made this. These I wanted to show you. We'll start pulling out from, oh, that was the beginning, but it just pulls out from the top, just like any other wipe. And it really smells good. It really, really smells good. Okay, so let's go on. I have a few more things to share with you. Oh, wait, my hands were wet, so, okay. So this is glass cleaner. I showed you mine before. Here are 2 recipes, and there's a comparison so you can see cost-wise. When you make your own, if you use distilled water, it cost me $1.22. When I used tap water, it only cost 85 cents. The exact same amount of Windex cost $3.49. It had an 8, 10 being the worst rating. And the method was $3.69 and 8 being the 10 rating. And this was the recipe I used. I love to use flat weave microfiber cloths for glass. And this was the extra strength window cleaner that I showed you before. And again, you will be getting these recipes. This is my disinfecting spray, and this is just grain alcohol. And I added a little bit of Thieves Household Cleaner to it. But I labeled it disinfectant. You have to label everything that doesn't come in an original label. So let's talk about your air a little bit. And I just want you to know that Febreze is toxic. And if you looked, you just Google dangers of Febreze and you will be shocked. There's all kinds of things: skin, eye, lung irritant, immunotoxin, organ system damage, lung, eye, ear. I mean, you could just take a quick look at that, but just Google dangers of Febreze. Anything product you use, you can just Google dangers of. And I have an alternative for this. I use purification spray. So here is the purification essential oil. And I'm just looking for my spray. Oh, here it is. Okay. Here's my purification essential oil. Here's my purification essential spray. This is an 8-ounce glass spray bottle. I put 40 drops of this and water, and voila, this is my Febreze. I spray my furniture, like you could see my sofa in the back, that's microfiber. I've tested it in conspicuous area. I will spray backpacks, garbage cans, gym bags, sneakers. Anywhere you would use Febreze, you can use this. I also use purification in my laundry because it takes away odors. I diffuse this in my kitchen when I'm cooking because purification gets rid of odors. It absorbs them. I can put drops of this on cotton balls and stuff it in sneakers and trash cans also. And I can take some baking soda if I want to freshen up my carpet. Instead of using toxic carpet fresheners, put some of this in a bowl, put a few drops of purification, mix it up, sprinkle it on your carpet, let it sit 15, 20 minutes, a half hour, and vacuum it up. I also like to sometimes put some purification on a cotton ball in the container in my vacuum so that when I vacuum, I smell something nice. Or you could use any essential oil. And I put this on my wool dryer balls and in with my laundry detergent. So especially if you have boys, purification, or pets, and it's safe around pets, and purification is your lifesaver around kids and pets, let's just say. All right, we have a few more things. So I wrote an article on my blog, which I will reference later on in case you want to find it. So here also diffuse it. You can also diffuse it in the car. And when you travel, I always bring a diffuser, purification, and Thieves essential oil. I spray down the sheets in the hotel room. I spray the bathroom. I spray the vent. I don't know how often they clean those ventilation systems, but I always bring purification and Thieves when I travel. It can also help the diffusing thieves with moldy, damp smells, and also white vinegar is another alternative. So for laundry, laundry detergent is very toxic, and I have a story that I share in all my classes. Let me just grab this. All right, so when my kids were little, I wanted to be like the perfect mom. I didn't know everything I knew now. And when they were babies, I bought Dreft detergent and I washed the baby clothes separately. And just recently, I looked up the ratings and it was an F. So along the route, I also bought Thieves Free and Clear, thinking, oh, there's no synthetic fragrance in this. I'm a good mom. Needless to say, this is rated an F by the Environmental Working Group because it doesn't have synthetic fragrance, but the chemicals in it stink. So they have to cover up the smell of the chemicals in here. So they add more chemicals and you have an F rating. The same with the Tide Free and Clear. Look it up in the Environmental Working Group. The Tide version of that too also gets an F. So for an alternative, again, I did my research. I like the Thieves. You may find a natural laundry detergent that you like, but this is the one that I use. Here it is. It's super, super concentrated. So this does 64 loads. You only use like a little half capful of that. For fabric softener, I use white vinegar. So much cheaper. You can save so much money in the laundry room. You don't need those fabric softeners embed themselves. They're petroleum chemicals. They embed themselves in the fiber of your clothing, which you wear on your warm skin, or you sleep on your sheets all night, and that goes right into your bloodstream. Just use white vinegar, a half cup in the final rinse. It softens it. It dissolves soap and detergent residue. You get whiter and brighter clothes, and your darks look darker, and the laundry smells, it just smells so fresh. When I take laundry out of my washing machine, I always smell it because I'm just like, love these essential oils. It doesn't smell strong at all. It basically smells neutral, but it smells fresh. Like years ago when moms used to put hang the laundry on the line, it just smelled fresh. So baking soda, we all know it's a naturally occurring substance. It can be made, it can be manufactured, but it's sodium bicarbonate, and it is an odor absorber. It's a mild abrasive. And there is a stronger version of it called washing soda, which is sodium carbonate. So you have sodium bicarbonate, sodium bicarbonate is baking soda, sodium carbonate is washing soda, and you could throw either of these into your wash. This one's stronger, so use this as a laundry booster. You can also use borax, and they're mild antiseptics also. They'll discourage bacterial growth. They help the laundry detergent work better, and they're just great. All right, here's the All Free and Clear. I told you the story before, and it shows you how it got an F rating. That's just so surprising. It's not always what you think. Wool dryer balls will save you a tremendous amount of money. Fabric softener sheets are very expensive. Again, they're embedded with toxic chemicals. These are just natural balls of wool, which will reduce static, which will help your drying time, which will tumble around with the clothes and help reduce wrinkles. I sometimes add a few drops of essential oils. You can add lavender, you can add purification, lemon, thieves, whatever you want. It's just, again, it is not going to be a strong, intense smell. It's very, very light. It's a very, very light smell. And these help the clothes dry quicker. I love wool dryer balls. So we're finishing up. These are links to my blog articles. These are some of the cleaning articles that I have: the cleanest, freshest bathroom, natural, fresh smelling home, lemon bathroom, sparkling kitchen. You could read more about it. And if anything that I said today resonated with you and you want to learn more, again, go to my website, read the blogs, go to my YouTube, watch the videos. I have videos and reels on Instagram. I have some things on Facebook, but I am an educator and I love to share. I love how it makes me feel to live in my home and only use pure things around my family, who I love and adore. And I'm sure I just love to share it. So that being said, I hope you learned something new. Maybe you knew some of this before. Maybe it's motivating you. Some of you may say, you know what? I'm done with the toxic stuff, and you're giving it all away, or it's going all in the garbage today. And you're going to start with the natural things. Or you might, some people say, well, you know what? I'm going to start with a natural laundry detergent, or now I have a Thieves Cleaner. I'm going to use that, and I'll start with one thing at a time. Whatever resonates with you, whatever feels good to you, whatever works for you is really what's most important. So again, those of you who are watching this through the library, there's a packet of information of all these recipes waiting for you. Or anybody else, if you email me at homehealthandspirit@gmail.com and you're in my Young Living group, then I'd also be happy to share those out with you. So thank you all. This was a long class. Thank you so much. Be happy, be healthy, and be well. And thank you again so much.